I told you to stay down!
This is Jimmy's podcast, season
11.
on the podcast. We coming back for more. I bet you never thought we'd last, and neither did we.
Well,
Breaking news, show reviews, rubber boots reacts, and other social media crap. And if nothing else, you know you're gonna have a laugh. You're gonna have a laugh, oh yeah, 'cause this is the podcast.
So good to see you guys again. Hope you had an awesome Christmas.
Great.
What was yours like? How are the kids?
Terrific.
Did Barry get kissed again?
No kissing. But Santa came and it was fantastic.
Yeah, for you, Lester?
Awesome. It's like it never happened. That's how far away it feels for me.
And
Incredible Christmas.
And how about Team Canada? So far, they look...
Yeah, they look good. They look good.
Good?
They look good. I feel confident about them.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most...
Those Americans look good.
Yeah. So this, of course, is our post-Christmas pod, episode 2, that we wouldn't be taping right after episode 1 in Lester's family room.
No, not at all.
So hope you had an awesome Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you were celebrating at this time of year. It's episode 2 of season
11.
Season 11 of the Rubber Boots podcast.
The Max Domi season, that's known as.
Wow.
I like that.
Wow.
Really, season 11?
Yeah,
The most unexpected season yet?
absolutely.
The most highly anticipated season yet?
That's fair.
Yes.
That's
yes.
all.
There's
all
been
the above.
quite a bit of demand.
Yes.
By the way, look at that.
Try not to hit the mic stand with that.
You get the little V.
Whoa, whoa, don't be
Hold on.
starting lecturing.
I'm
about-
hearing popping up here.
Pop, you said pop.
You're affecting
So-
the, like that.
Yeah,
It's even better.
Are we? Do you think do you think this one
I
sounds
think
better
so.
or my phone?
Well, now all kinds of lights are lighting up here.
So you're peeking.
This is what happens
Hey, look,
when you start touching
that
equipment.
the little V. Yeah,
little
that's
V
cool.
thing?
Yeah.
Lester's referring to my T-shirt, which is not like a V-neck, but it's got a little like droop in the middle. It's really sexy.
It is.
Brooksy picked
That's
that
what
up for you?
all the mid-50s are wearing these days. Along with their New Balance shoes.
I wouldn't know that. I went on a TikTok age thing, and it guessed me at 37.
Really?
Wow.
TikTok age filter.
Wow.
How dark was it?
It's racist.
Did feel racial.
You know the TikTok age filter that ages you?
Yeah.
Have you tried that one
No.
yet? Here, pull it up on your phone. You got the TikTok?
Yeah, I have TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't know there's filters on TikTok.
I didn't know that.
Gonna age
Yeah,
me
you
at
can
90.
go-
I'm just looking.
Oh my God. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
that was a visual.
God, it makes them look old.
That was a visual
What do you
joke.
do?
Just go TikTok age filter, something like that. This is good.
This is terrific
good.
podcast.
This is a great way to start season 2.
Episode 2.
So you pop it up. So this person's getting older, right?
Yeah.
And then you just click on the little thing, and you say use this effect, and then you're gonna you're gonna do it on me, right? So you're gonna look at.
Oh my God.
There's
you look
old.
so
There's
old.
old Jimmy.
Okay,
I
see if
still kind of look good. I got a little. Actually, looks like
Well, so- yeah.
that's the way my dad's hair looked. Kind of
Yeah.
that blonde, little bit gray when he passed away at 86.
That's what you look like in 2053?
That's So welcome to the World Juniors. Oh my God! Get him off my television.
Okay.
All right. So
I look fantastic.
actually, I don't think it's working. You look. Take your hat off.
Take your hat off. I bet that's what it is.
Oh my God! Now you look aged.
But I look pretty good.
You do look pretty good.
My eyes look like I've been drinking a lot.
You look like
a fair estimate.
you look like how they would portray a hobo in a movie. So they would use like a Hollywood actor,
Hold
so
on,
you're
see-
kind of sexy, but also a hobo.
Oh, now I do I look like I've fallen on hard times.
Yeah,
It's impossible that could happen.
That guy has seeds, and that some stuff has happened. All right, let's check out stuff. I can't see it from here.
So, I'm not sure anything's happening.
I mean, take your hat off. Maybe it always looks better. Oh my God! Did they give you hair back?
No, I don't think anything's happening either, to be honest with you.
What about?
Oh, my eyes had a little more lines I couldn't
I
come.
don't think so. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
So what you're saying is
I don't know, your
basically that
screen's
I
cracked, so
look
it's
the
maybe
worst.
you
as
look
an old
terrible.
person.
My
Aging.
oh yeah, that looks terrible.
Anyway, the reason I said that was Brooksy. We were doing it the other night. One of the kids showed it to me, and Brooksy didn't age at all. So I think I got a winner. I got to keep her. She
Brooksy-
looks exactly the same.
Brooksy's a first round pick.
She looks the same.
Fantastic.
And even with the age filter, like she's going to look the same at 80 as she does at 50.
When will
a
she punt you?
That's the
Is
filter.
it a pool?
Yeah. It involves a pool boy.
I got
Wow.
I got maybe a few years, but What should we do? We said we'd do segments this time.
Yes, this
What
is
do
an
you
all
want-
segment.
Do you want to start with Jimmy's Summer Adventures?
Yes, let's
Because
do that.
what better time than December to do Jimmy's Summer Adventures?
You can remember the summer.
Well, you want to do Lester's Summer Adventures? we did that the whole last
I thought we
episode.
were going to get into where you're from. But
Well,
that's
that
fine.
Where You From takes up the whole damn segment.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You wanna do
fine.
where
We have a
from?
lot of
Do
listeners.
you want to do Where You From first?
Let's do Jimmy's Summer Adventure.
Isn't Where You From essentially just reading out names in West End cities? Like, is that really a segment?
Well, I don't. People love it, and it also jumpstarts a lot of conversations.
It does,
a
it
lot of
does.
times, you tell stories about these cities
Yes.
that I didn't have to edit out to save your career,
That's a good point. Okay.
and people love that.
Well, we'll tease it for the end then, man. People will wait. They'll fast forward
All right, that's fine.
for Jimmy's Summer Adventures.
Jimmy's Summer Adventures. Here we
All
go.
right, do we have a theme?
Yes.
Yes.
As long as we can use the old one. I mean,
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Didn't you work on new themes for the whole six months? You didn't do
What
one
have
new
you been
theme.
doing, Lester?
Jimmy's Summer Adventures, what can we say? He played golf with the boys just about every single day. He had a good time and everything was fine. So I guess you could say the summer was a beauty.
God, this is really hard because when we used to do Jimmy's Summer Adventures, the summer was just over and it was all fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
I guess the one I teased last week. So we went, Brooksy and I, remember last year we went on my sister's boat?
Yes.
Yes,
We
you
went
lost your
to-
phone, right?
We went to Croatia. I dropped my phone in the bottom of the ocean. So my sister is still on her boat in Europe. So this year, and Brooksy had a great time on the boat. And so she said, well, that's what I want to do for my summer adventure. This year, I
Okay.
want to go back on the boat.
Nice.
So this year, my sister was in Turkey.
Oh.
And, well, Greece, Turkey, around there. They're all kind of next to each other.
Yes.
And so we decided we would meet them in Turkey and go on the boat for a week. So we decided to make a little extra trip. Brooksy likes to go to Rome. She wanted to buy a new bag.
You went all the way to Rome to buy a bag.
Essentially, yes. No, but she just likes to go to Rome. So, I'm away a lot during the year.
It's true.
So I let Brooksy decide.
And you're away a lot during the summer, too.
It's kind of a present. 105 rounds, so you got to give her something.
You're like that absentee father who just takes the kids to Disneyland
wherever you want to go.
a few times a year.
I just make up for it. So we actually went. We decided we'd go to. We needed to get to. It's hard to get to Turkey. So we flew to Rome. Well, from Rome, if you have to go to Rome, it makes it harder to get to Turkey, believe it or not. So we decided to go to Lake Como.
Oh, of course.
George
Clooney's
Clooney's
time. Yeah.
place.
Did you see him?
I'll get there.
Oh. Nice.
Maybe in a future edition.
Oh.
I did not see him.
Oh.
I guess I could have answered it.
Yeah, you could answer the
You were
question.
teasing that. Did you see Clooney?
No.
I'll get there. Sort of implies that you saw him.
Yeah.
3 episodes later, we didn't see it.
Anyway, once you get
Apparently doesn't live there anymore.
there's not many. I had to go to Bodrum, Turkey. There's not many places to fly direct to Bodrum, Turkey.
Is it near Istanbul?
It's like a flight from Istanbul, a couple hours.
Flight?
So there was
Turkey's that big?
Turkey's not small.
Turkey's big.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have
So-
pictured Turkey being more like Ontario or something.
Well, Ontario's big,
Yeah,
though.
that's what.
Ontario's quite big. You take planes around Ontario, you idiot.
When I said Ontario, I meant Prince Edward Island.
It's a little bigger than that.
So I take. We find a direct flight from Switzerland
Oh.
to
So,
to Turkey.
so you have to now get to Switzerland.
Yeah. So now this trip, like when Brooksy organizes trips, it's probably not the smartest thing to let her because she goes on little side things.
Okay.
She thinks everything in Europe looks close, kind of like you in Ontario. So the idea was fly to Rome,
Yes.
couple days in Rome,
Nice.
buy a bag, have some romance,
Nice.
take a train to Lake Como,
Beautiful.
couple of romantic days in Lake Como, say hi to George,
Wow.
take a train through the Alps, beautiful,
Oh my God.
to Zurich, have a night
Like a second honeymoon.
have a night in Zurich, more romance.
Yeah.
Fly to Turkey, meet my sister, get on the boat, 8 days on the boat,
Oh.
fly home.
I can see how she planned a great trip.
Yeah. So go to Rome, everything goes well. Buy a bag to be broke. We then get on our train to Como, and it stops in Milan. Okay, it'll stop.
Milano.
Which is about an hour from Lake Como.
Okay.
Get out of the train station in Milan. We got like 15 minutes to catch our connector train. I see there's like 1,000 people in line at the little kiosk for whatever the train company, Train Italia. Don't ever use them, by the way, dicks. So I run up there. I'm like, hey, where's my train to Como? And he's like, no train today. Strike.
Oh.
One day train
day.
strike.
Perfect.
So I'm like, well, I only got 2 nights in Como, right? I got to get there. Como's like 60 miles. So I'm like, I'm just going to have to suck it up and take a cab to Como. I can't wait for tomorrow to get a train.
You've cabbed from further.
Yeah.
Yes, you have, actually.
So, yeah, I had the $1,200 Uber ride from, so I get in a cab to Lake Como. And the guy, like, I thought I could negotiate a price or something. But he's like, no, it's got to go the meter. You ever watched a meter go for an hour and a half?
Not an hour and a half, but I've watched it.
And it was like flying. And like you can't keep your eyes off it. Like you want to just shut up and say it's going to cost me €100 or whatever and just shut up. But you just can't stop going. Wow. So I just sat there in an hour. It's like €180.
So you probably would have rather have played this like 300 flat and not
just pay and not have to look at the damn thing the whole time.
Yeah.
So anyway, get to Como. Great time. Como, beautiful spot. Highly recommend.
Okay.
Like maybe take one of your ladies there someday.
Yeah.
Just one? Just one?
You might take the call?
2. I also want to take Nicole. Nicole gets 4 trips to Lake Como. Back to back here.
Lake Como is kind of like, how would I describe it? Like Muskoka or the beautiful lakes in interior BC. But yet you have all the like Italian like village history and all that stuff that goes with it.
Did it feel like a rich person place?
Can't just order a Muskoka pizza?
If you go see some of the villas, like they take we went on a boat ride one day and they take you like they filmed the scene from one of the Bond movies, which you'll recognize it when you go there. It's like I think it's Casino Royale.
Okay.
The end where they shoot like Mr. White or whatever. So there's definitely a lot of rich people.
But do they like? It's like.
Spoiler alert.
When you're on a tour or something, are they like, that's George Clooney's place?
Yeah.
It's sort of like Bahamas when you're like, there's Oprah, there's Tiger.
Yeah, which I think Clooney was selling his place while we were there, so I think that's probably why, is because got all these tour boats going by now.
Brooks, you didn't want to put an offer in?
I'm surprised. James, I love it here.
So now we got to take our train through the Alps.
Okay.
So first thing goes wrong. We were supposed to catch like a ferry. It's a long story, but like Como is kind of halfway to Zurich, and the ferry got canceled. So now we had to take a train back to Milan. Small detail. By the way, when I tell this story, these are all this is an extremely first world story.
For sure.
I tell this with only humor, not complaining.
Yeah.
Because it was a great trip. So we get on this train through the Alps. Oh my God, gorgeous. Train through the Alps, everything you would think it would be.
Better Alps or the Rockies?
Well, I've never done the train through the Rockies.
Oh.
Right. I don't think you can.
But
there is.
I guess you can.
Yeah, there's a beautiful train apparently.
Yeah.
But the Alps is gorgeous. So we're 2 hours into a 4-hour train ride. It's gorgeous.
Spectacular.
All of a sudden we go through a tunnel.
Uh-oh.
The train just stops.
In the tunnel?
In the tunnel.
With the darkness?
They're back on strike.
Not just darkness. The train stops and then like the power goes out.
Oh, wow.
So now we're in complete darkness. So what's your first thought?
Terrorist
Attack.
Oh my God.
Right? So obviously I grab Brooksy and use her as a human shield.
Taking the elderly gentleman as the cover of the other shoulder.
That's right. Save me!
Child, come here.
Wow.
And so that's my thought. And there's like 15 minutes of nothing.
Oh, that's
Like no announcement, nothing.
Nothing. And so a lot of things running through my mind. I'm trying to stay calm. What else can you do? But then the guy finally comes on, and it's like, I can't do an Italian accent very well. As you know, I don't do accents very well. And says, ladies and gentlemen, the train is broken. And in order to go, we are going to roll backwards to the previous station.
Oh, God.
45 kilometers.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
my God.
So we literally, now I like to think that there was some control going on here. This just wasn't a free roll backwards, you know, like runaway train.
Yeah.
Because we rolled backwards slowly. So it took like 2 hours to roll back 45 kilometers.
You gotta be kidding me.
And then we get out of the train, and now we have to wait like 2 hours for another train to come. And then we had to take like 3 different trains, because now we were on like a regional train to get all the way to Zurich. So, wonderful night in Zurich. Oddly, by the way, not as many chocolate places as I thought there would be in Zurich.
Yeah, I would
We
have
had
thought
to
that's the
look to
land
find
of
one.
chocolate.
Did look to find one, but rented bikes, rode around Zurich,
Oh, yeah.
Cheese there, cheese there.
had some fun. You know, cheese in Zurich. Not the greatest food.
No.
No.
You know, not the greatest.
That's fair to say.
Had fondue. You know, fondue,
Yeah.
but it was,
Yeah.
it was basically you're just basically eating cheese.
No.
So
They melt a big block of cheese, and that's your fondue.
Really?
Yeah, throw some bread in there. That's all it was. It
I
wasn't
thought fondue was a chocolate thing. Isn't it fondue?
they have
it's
chocolate
more
fondue, yeah.
cheese fondue. You can
And I
have
think you can do a meat one too.
meat. Well, if you bought like the chicken and dipped it, that would have
Yeah.
been better. But they just gave me bread, and it was just a lot of cheese. All right, so now we check out of our little hotel. We're flying to Turkey.
Oh.
Check out of the hotel. Get halfway to the airport. Get a little buzz on my phone. Your flight to Turkey has been delayed 10 hours.
10
my
hours.
God.
Like usually, like when you get the Air Canada delay, it's like an hour. Then you get to the airport, it turns into 2 hours, 3 hours. This was just the direct notice. Your flight is delayed 10 hours.
Jesus.
So now we go back and we got to kill some time and just walk around Zurich again for 10 hours. Now, I've already done the math. Our flight was supposed to leave at like 4. So 10 hours late is 4 plus, what's 4 plus 10? 2 a.m.?
Yes.
Which I didn't think flights could leave at 2 a.m. So that gets me into Turkey at 4 a.m. Now, my sister was supposed to pick me up that night on the boat. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, so in the meantime, like while we're at the airport, sister writes little text. Listen, little problem. The boat, like they had come back to Canada for a couple of weeks and had just flown back themselves.
Oh, okay.
They put the boat onto land in Greece. Costs. There's a little bit of a problem. They can't get the boat in the water. There's a problem with the wheels on the machine. It's a big boat. And they wheel it out and it sits on a big hoist.
So it's like it can't just sit in the water.
Yeah, it's a big catamaran.
Why wouldn't it?
I don't know, because they came home for 3 weeks. They take the boat out of the water.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I said, well, our flight's delayed. We'll meet you at Turkey the next day. Everything will be fine. Get into Turkey. Now, Brooksy has booked this entire vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's what she does. She meticulously goes through hotels and everything.
Sure.
She's tired at the airport. She says, could you just book us a hotel in Bodrum? Because now we don't have a hotel because we're talking to get in the boat. Yeah. So Jimmy goes on the thing. He finds something that's got 3.8 out of 5. That's not bad.
Not terrible.
Right?
No.
Cheap. I'm like, we're only going to be there for literally 6 hours. We're going to sleep, get up and leave.
Yeah.
It's like 180 euros. You know?
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So it was a hooker hotel. We get into Bodrum at 4 a.m. Bodrum, by the way, at 4 a.m. is rocking. Oh my God.
I bet it is.
That is a very party town, I guess.
Yeah, I never.
So people are pouring out of bars, and we're walking around lost, find this little hotel, and there's some people of the night
Okay.
around.
Activities.
We get into our room, there's the windows smashed.
You didn't have anyone propositioning.
No,
Brooksy?
and the bed was clean. I told Brooksy, look, the bed's clean. She didn't sleep because the window was smashed open. She thought somebody was coming in.
Did you get there? Did you like, hey baby, how you doing tonight?
Well, with a Turkish accent.
No, I'm American. I think that's great.
Yeah, I was probably the only guy in the last 10 years that did not get sex in that hotel. So anyway, next morning now, sister texts again. Here's the problem. They still don't have the wheels. So here was the deal. The machine that puts the boat in the water, there was some problem with the wheels. So now they've had to send the wheels back to Athens to get them fixed.
Oh, they don't do stuff fast in Greece.
Right.
Oh.
And so it could be a day, could be 2 days. Hopefully it'll be fine. So now I'm like, okay, we're a little concerned. So we end up booking this. We had points, Marriott points, and if you can ever have a chance to do this, if you rack up the Marriott points, any of our listeners, stay in a what's it called? There's a signature hotel line that's like
Bonvoy? Marriott Bonvoy?
No, it's like Marriott. I can't remember right now.
Something me and you.
Edition, the Edition hotels.
I never heard of it. You're right.
It's like 100,000. It's like 100,000 points a night.
Okay.
It was the sickest hotel I've ever stayed in my life.
Really?
It's called the Bodrum Edition. It was unbelievable. And I'm whatever because I travel so much. I'm like plutonium for life or something like that. So we got upgraded. We're like a 2,000 square foot suite, and the meals were like the most unbelievable. Just it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it was almost like over service. Where, put it this way, so there was like an employee for every person staying there.
Wow.
So we go down by the pool. I take my shades off, put them on on the lounger, jump in the pool. In 10 seconds, a person comes up and starts cleaning my sunglasses with spray.
Nice.
You take off your shirt, someone comes up, brings a hanger, and they hang your shirt up behind it.
Wow.
Anyway, So we had,
Wipers!
yeah, it was ridiculous.
At first you didn't like it, but you probably got.
I started getting
Of
like,
course you did. Of course
You're
you
like,
did.
I can't believe my sunglasses have been sitting there for 5 minutes.
yeah. So
What is this guy
This
doing?
place is a dump.
well, we milked 2 nights on points there.
Yeah.
And it's funny because now the boat's still not ready, and so
okay.
actually and we were liking the hotel. So I went up to the front. I'm like, listen, I'm out of points, but just so I know, like, how much would this place be if I wanted to add another night on? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, Mr. Duffy, that would be 4,000 euros. Yeah, I think we'll be checking out.
You're like, hello, hooker hotel.
Cut to the Hungry Hotel with a broken window.
Brooksy, put on the second layer of clothing.
So now we got to check out of this place. Now we got nowhere to go. Boat's still not ready. So I'm like, okay, we'll just take a ferry over to Kos, spend some time with my sister.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be on the boat within a couple of days. So we get over to Kos, book another hotel. Wheels still aren't ready. Book that hotel for night, leave for another hotel. Wheels still aren't ready. Go to another hotel. So now we're down to like 2 days left that we can actually get on the boat. Spending some great time with my sister and her family, so that's nice. But we did come together on the goddamn boat.
Is your sister feeling horrible?
Of course,
about
she's
the
like the
situation
nicest person in the
now?
world. Feels terrible.
Yeah, that's
not her fault
No,
whatsoever.
no.
And the
That's
boat
where
is
it sucks.
the thing is the boat is right there. It's sitting 50 yards from the shore.
Couldn't you just all just grab a whole?
No, like that's what I was saying, but you couldn't move the boat. So here's the deal. So now the people at the marina, they're like, it's on the ferry. It's going to be here in the morning, guaranteed. We have word from our guy. He watched the wheels go on the ferry. All right, so we go out for dinner. Now we're a little relaxed. We're going to get on the boat tomorrow. A little news thing comes off on the wire.
Ferry strike.
I'm not kidding. So, ferry strike.
Seriously.
Wow.
Ferry strike. Why is the ferry strike? The day, like hours before our boat was supposed to leave, some dude was trying to get on a ferry.
Yeah.
And there's a video of this on the internet somewhere. This has probably actually made the news in Canada. He's trying to get on the boat as the boat is just about to leave. So the ferry worker guys are like holding him back.
Yeah.
But the boat hasn't left, like right there. They're pushing him away.
I've seen this on
pushing him
TikTok.
away. Yeah. He tries to jump on. They push him. He falls in the churn and dies.
Oh my God.
The ferry just...
Mine had a
What's a
happier
ferry
ending.
with a guy? Because it actually looked ridiculous because he had his stuff and they literally stopped him so they could close it in front of him and he was trying to get on, but he didn't fall through.
No, this guy fell. There is video out there.
Jesus.
And anyway, the ferry just pulls away. The guys just walk away. This guy dies in the churn, drowns. The ferry captain and the 2 guys who pushed him get charged with murder.
Wow.
And so because they get charged with murder, all the other ferry workers go on strike. Our damn wheels stay in Athens.
Oh my God.
So bottom line, we never got on the boat.
So sorry, the other workers were on strike in order to
Protesting the guys that-
overturn like
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
I get that.
because they felt it wasn't their fault or whatever.
Yeah.
So we stick in Kos. That's why we had the little adventure we talked about on our last podcast. Again, had a wonderful time. But now, like Brooksy's like, I really want to go for a boat ride. Our last day, so I'm like, I got to get Brooksy a boat ride. I'm a loving husband. So I start searching for like boat rides cost. Everything's booked, of course. I find one boat with tickets, right? I just book it online right away. I get there. The boat is the Finding Nemo. The Finding Nemo children's boat. No reaction because they're not.
No, I'm listening. I'm Finding Nemo. Oh my God.
Oh my God, Finding Nemo.
You know the funny thing?
I can't
I'm
believe it.
just looking. This is it, right?
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to look it up. So
Yeah.
I can't believe it with the Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I know what you're talking about because I saw this on your social media.
Yeah, I posted a video. So I'm on this boat with a bunch of kids on the Finding Nemo boat. We go up for like 2 hours. We come back. That was our boat ride. And there was some other parts too, like Air Canada. Like now I'm in Kos. And I don't really want to get all the way back to Rome. I just want to fly home from Athens. And so I phoned Air Canada and I'm like, can I change this flight? And they're like, yeah, no problem. I said, okay, I just want to check. I got to cancel some other local flights. I call back, cancel these other flights, book a local flight to get to Athens, phone Air Canada back. Yeah, so I want to change my return to Athens. Yeah, you can't do that.
What?
So I lost all of my flights and the topper of it. So by the way, the last day, the day we left, is the day they got the boat back. So they were getting on the boat. But so the funny thing is, so I had to book this flight to Athens and it was a really close change, like 10 minutes. Well, not like it was probably 20, but we were a little bit late. So when we booked a flight, it's like row 1 is open. I'm like, perfect, row 1, because we're gonna have to run off this flight to get our other flight. So me and Brooksy are sitting there in row 1. This big plane, like 70-row plane. I couldn't figure out why we got row 1. So we land at the airport, and I like get up, stand at the door, and the girl's like, "This is a rear exit." So like we got on at the front. Have you ever got on a rear exit plane ever?
No.
Yeah, like down south.
Like the Caribbean, sometimes they exit both ways.
But they exit both,
Yeah, both, exactly.
This was only a rear exit.
Oh my God.
So you had to exit through the back.
I was the last guy off the damn plane.
I am also only a rear exit.
Hey, hello!
Hey,
Hello!
come on now.
Finding Nemo boat.
Did you find Nemo?
Tough podcast.
I'm sorry, man.
Boring.
Boring. The other podcasters are on their phones. Is that what you said?
I was showing them the video. I went to see the video of the guy that got churned. That's why.
Maybe we should have paused for a while.
You just caught me at a bad time. That's all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I do have information Puppy was asking for regarding the size of Turkey compared to the size of Ontario.
Sorry, yes. Do you have
Yes, which one's bigger, Turkey or Ontario?
Turkey or Ontario? I'm going to say Ontario.
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 All right, well, you guys are all three of you are right. Ontario is 1.076 million kilometers squared, and Turkey is 783,000 kilometers squared.
PEI.
By the way, we had a cab driver when we got into Turkey that night at 4 a.m. The cab driver drove 200 kilometers an hour. I've never seen Brooksy more terrified. And Brooksy's trying to get me to yell at him to slow down.
Yeah.
But I don't really like making awkward conversations like that, especially when he only spoke Turkish.
Yeah.
Turkish. I know it's Turkish. That was a mistake on purpose, to be fair.
Oh.
Now, what's the speed limit?
Captain Nemo.
Apparently, there's no speed limit in Turkey.
Oh, that's why. So he's a good cab driver.
Yeah, but he's whipping around and I wanted to get to my hooker hotel too.
Maybe he was trying to get to the hooker
You had been
hotel.
promised sex.
Well, it should have been. It was probably a bad sign. He didn't know where it was, so he just kind of dropped us off downtown.
What kind of taxi guy doesn't know about the hotel?
He knows exactly where it is.
Okay, let's get to where you're from.
Where you from? Where you from? This is the silliest segment that we've ever done. The silliest song that I've sung. Where you from?
You gonna run this segment?
No,
for us?
I think you should. I butchered too many of the names.
Okay, no problem. So
I can see the first name.
people were very excited.
Staffa, I think I could pull off. It's close to Staffa.
No,
People have
Kirsten Olch.
Kirsten Olch.
Kirsten Olch, okay.
Shout out Kirsten.
from outside Staffa, Ontario, the home of Wow Butter. Oh, I am aware of Wow Butter. They sell that in the Nature's Emporium, which is soybean peanut butter.
Otherwise, does that mean it's soy and peanuts?
No,
or it's flavored like peanut
I think
butter.
she put in the peanut. It's supposed to be like it's a replacement for peanut butter. So starring soybeans. Yeah. It's an intersection you would blink on your way through. Staffa, Ontario. Kind of like, it's too bad it wasn't Staffa, Ontario. That would be that would be cool.
They'd probably give me the key to the city.
They should rename it.
Chewy Louie from Calgary, Alberta. Good new listener.
Never heard of
Chewy
Good
Louie.
to have you on board.
I will be in Calgary in February, Chewy Louie.
With Elton Ron.
With Elton Ron, yes.
Okay.
Sounds like a beer is in order.
Andy Longafee from Halifax, Nova Scotia, home of the best World Juniors ever last year. Currently living in Upper Tantalon, Nova Scotia, where Brad Marchand played minor hockey. And I believe, from my World Junior research, there's an Upper Tantalon player on the team this year. I just can't remember who it is, but I remember typing the words Upper Tantalon.
Sure it wasn't Lower Tantalon?
I'm pretty sure it was Upper Tantalon or somewhere in the middle. Scott, 1224, the mayor of Prophylactic Nation.
I like that. Good title.
Laura Cope. Was she not one of our interns?
Intern finalist.
She was an intern finalist,
right.
Laura. Sudbury, but lives in Berlin now. Were we trying to hook up Laura with Scott Reynolds?
Yes, and she didn't
Scotty sent me.
Shocking.
Scotty sent me an email the other day asking me if I was doing a particular hockey game. And I got back to him like 4 days late saying, yeah, I was doing it, but I didn't get your message. And he goes, I don't even remember writing it. I was drunk. Good to know Scott hasn't changed at all. Kitch Trips in Sydney, Australia.
Love it.
Have we had Kitch before?
I don't think we've had Kitch
Seems like
before.
a new-
How you going?
Kitch, could you write us and tell us more about your life in Sydney, Australia? We want to hear about
How
it.
does one come across the Rubber Boots podcast?
Yes,
In
exactly.
Sydney, Australia. We need more details from you, Kitch.
Yes, Kitch.
Kitch sounds like a cop show from the 90s.
Kitchen Stitch.
Kitchen Stitch.
Yeah. Oh, good show.
Roger K. Marshall from Nanaimo, BC. I always like the guys that include the middle initial. What's your middle initial?
A.
Sean A. Cameron.
Sean A.
If
Cameron.
you wrote a book, you should do
Sean
it.
A.
Sean A. Cameron, yeah. When I was in journalism school,
Yeah.
all of them started using their middle initial because they thought it sounded cool.
douchebags
we
went to
were.
school.
I wasn't. I didn't do it.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
But you didn't go by Jimmy.
No, well, my middle name is Forbes, right? I told you all
my
my buddies
God,
call me
yeah,
Forbes.
you are-
James Forbes Duffy.
James Bob's Duffy.
James.
Writing a piece in the Esquire.
It's even good it just has the F.
Hold on. Do you think you're a disappointment to the professors at Carleton? Did you think they had bigger plans for you, that you would make more of an impact in the news business? Instead, you just sold out and been a flunky in the
Good question.
in the sports.
Probably some, yes.
Yeah.
I know that I think some fellow journalism students or colleagues were disappointed when I left news for sports
Yeah.
in Vancouver. They thought I was being trading in a future they thought maybe it was a compliment. Maybe they thought I had potential as a
Yeah, I
news
think
reporter.
Jake Furlong, by the way, from
Jake Furlong,
upper Tenth.
Team Canada defenseman for Upper Tennille. Thank you for looking that up.
You're welcome.
Fine for
I
knew
use
it-
my
I knew
phone
it
for
rang
that
a bell.
stuff. So
I know.
I immediately looked the other way.
Lester, we don't hear him on the podcast anymore. He's just basically our researcher.
I still use this house though.
Peter is in Japan. He says, nope, still in Japan.
Nope.
And it's time for our theme. Come on, do it.
Big in Japan.
Pete in Japan. Tonight, Pete in Japan. All right.
There you go.
Melly, this is my niece from Wilton, Ontario.
No.
Is that right?
Is it?
Yeah, that's Melissa, I think.
Melly J60?
Yeah, I think so. That's my niece. I didn't know you listen. I have to be more careful with the content.
The hooker hotel might be hitting a little different now.
All the stuff I said about your wonderful Aunt Brooksy, you know I love her dearly. And she wasn't that mad at me with the whole hooker hotel. Matt R68 was in Perth, Ontario. Another one of my nieces has just moved to beautiful Perth, Ontario. It's a growing community.
I've been in Perth, Australia, so.
Oh, there you go. Leduc, Alberta now.
They're not close.
Marlo Kellen from Salty Springs in Iceland. Iceland's a place I would like to visit. You guys?
The bucket list.
I would like to go
Well, the
there
Salty
too.
Springs.
Should we do, what was the other place where our old sponsor was from we were going to go to?
Malta.
Maybe
I've
we
never
change and
panned
go
out.
to Iceland.
Yeah.
We should go to Iceland that day.
Has anything ever panned out on the show?
We did go to Turks. We went to Turks. We did go to
It
Turks.
amazes
still
me that
remember
we
that.
went
That's
to
why I
Turks.
thought Malta might
I can't
happen.
believe
I
it.
can't believe we went to
You know when I
Turks.
started believing I was going to Turks? When I was at the airport.
You know,
Yeah, I did think it was going to be part
Drake's
of some.
been in Turks.
You know who's going to Weimara in a couple of weeks?
Drake?
Dave Amber.
No,
Yeah.
is he?
Yeah.
You hook him up with the villa?
I hooked them up with like a 2% discount.
2%? Hey, 2%'s 2%.
So Marlo Kellen, though, that means he's not a native of Iceland, because if I'm not mistaken, I think all their last names in Iceland are something son or daughter, because it's based on their.
Maybe he dropped it. Kellenson. Maybe it's
Oh, like Vikings.
Yeah, I think Norway has a similar thing.
I just know it.
Daniel
So you're if you're Danielson, it means your father's first name was Daniel.
No, if you're Danielson, it means you're in Karate Kid.
No. Awful movie. We've been through it. No, but let's say you were Danielson in Iceland. That would mean your father's name was Daniel.
Danielson.
Their last
also
names have nothing to do
another
with
player on Team Canada.
Really? Oh, I did not know that. All I know is the hit song "Yeah Yeah Ding Dong" sticks in your head all day long.
Is that from Iceland?
Yeah,
Really?
big hit.
The more you know.
Is Bjork from Iceland? too?
Bjork?
think
I
she was.
believe so.
I thought so.
Neil Heaton, Lethbridge, Alberta.
Nice.
Good people. Travis from Portland, Maine.
Nice.
American fans. Stephen King,
Stephen
That's
King.
the author. Yes.
who's now lives in Bowmanville. So all his new stories will be set instead of in Maine, there will be in Bowmanville. There'll be horrible things happening in Bowmanville.
At the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park.
That's right.
Listen, NASCAR Pitties, baby.
Neil Corley from Elmville, Ontario, where he calls home. Charles Bernard, the Greater Carp, Ontario region. Of course, I know it well. But in Bathurst, New Brunswick for the holidays. Content for 2 weeks right there. Tell us some stories.
Thank you, Charles.
Tell us some stories. The man, the legend, lives in Thunder Bay. Don't know what his name is, but I like that. I like that
Very
look.
cool.
9 Steffi. Steffi's one of our regular listeners, I believe, still out in Bowen Island.
Bowen
God, what a place.
Shout out to Jim Mullins.
Our listeners live in wonderful. Like, why do our listeners live in better places than us? All of them.
They
don't know.
Spectacular.
Why don't we do a tour where we stop in everybody who's written on where you're from?
Yeah.
Wow, wouldn't that be something?
We'll take like a 9-year tour, and we're still with no sponsors.
It'd be like, that...
They all have to put us up, though, because we have no money.
That movie that Richard Linklater did where he shot it over like a 15
Oh, The Boy, something about the boy.
child or kid or something.
Yeah. We use the same actors.
We just do that over like a 10-year period of us visiting our clients.
Wow,
That's a horrible idea.
Yes, it is.
Might win an Academy
Paige Yeager, Humboldt, Saskatchewan. We obviously love Humboldt.
Humboldt, yes, indeed.
Glenn Zapsky from Hudson Bay, Saski, where Hudson Bay rules, of course.
Makes sense.
Does Hudson Bay goes all the way to Saskatchewan?
I didn't know that.
I didn't think
I
so.
thought it was a Manitoba thing.
I thought it was just Ontario.
I think Glenn Zapsky's having a good laugh about us right now.
I think there's a part where
Look, hey,
No, wait, let Puffy finish.
Let the research
Stop.
I do think there's a part where Saskatchewan comes over
the top of the bay.
top of the
I don't know about
Manitoba. I think so.
Hudson Bay was just like Ontario, maybe a little bit of Quebec, maybe an ounce
No,
of
I
Manitoba.
think Saskatchewan does come across.
No, maybe it's the Hudson Bay store.
I was about to say, it's entirely possible.
Well, that's what's coming up on Google Maps. Come on.
All right. John Dougal, Charlottetown. I love Charlottetown. Little ice cream place down on the water.
Yeah, it's very
of
nice.
course.
Only been there once. I'd like to
Is
get
it
out there again.
cows?
David J. Nelson, Cows. Yeah, Regina, Saskatchewan. C.
Nice.
Oh, I like the one. C should be an artist, don't you think? Here we are on the bottom of 1290. Let's hear the latest from C. I compare you to a kiss from a rose. Burnaby, BC, home of Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Abigail Jean from Williams Lake, BC, home of Carey Price and Rick Hansen. That's a pretty good
nice.
town right there.
Who do you
A couple
think
legends.
gets the?
The name on the town?
Yeah, like who gets?
Ooh, that's a
Town
good
is
one.
Saskatchewan.
Can you write us back there, Abigail, and say, what does it say? Home when you're driving
That'd be a
into-
tough one for Rick Hansen if all of a sudden you're like chip. Sorry, Carey Price. He's going up there.
That's right. Natasha Blatz, Balf, Alberta. Balf. I thought it sounds like a
Yes, it
drunken
is
way
a
to
real
type
place.
Banff, don't you think? Balf, Alberta. No, I've never been there. Want to know more? Cody Nolan, Cypress River, Manitoba.
Beautiful.
What a great country. You know what this is? This is a celebration of our country and in some
we-
cases our world.
It seems almost like we have every province and no territory. So
Yeah, we have one listener in every province.
Pretty good. That's a good average.
Marco Kozowski. I've been wondering where the guys have been. Must have been away on a golf trip. Looking forward to listening again from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Thank you, Marco. Maine Damie from Brandon, Manitoba. Go Wheaties, of course. Exiled Leaf fan. If we already answered, should we make up a new location? Yes, of course, obviously.
Sure you could.
Jordy Cunningham, finally, let's go. Living in Kelowna now, but from Ladner, BC.
Nice.
Ladner, also home of pitcher James Paxton.
Oh, good.
And actor Will Sasso.
Oh, that's the big guy from Mad TV.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who Walt Will is, yep.
The kind of bald, kind of like husky.
Funny guy?
Yeah, funny guy.
Any other films?
The serious guy from that.
Any other films? Yeah.
Can I read the next one?
Yeah, of course you can.
Brent Stahl, Cloquet, Minnesota. Cloquet is the pronunciation, not to be confused with cloaca. Cloaca.
Cloaca. Have we heard from Brent before? That seems familiar.
The best part is you butchered the name right before.
It's been 6 months, man.
And the best, let me read this one. as I kick it down the road.
You can just cut to Brent sitting there. What happened?
MG Purdy from Smith Falls, Ontario, home of Brooke Henderson, we know.
Yes.
Brant Batters, LaSalle.
Smith Falls had some tough times right now.
Andrew Arsenault, Andy Ganesh.
Yeah.
Ricky Schmidt. I got to go because Lester's got to take a call in 90 seconds. We love Ricky. Medicine Hat, Alberta, she is now. John Pinkerton, we love Johnny. Is Stoff still running things? Kind of. Is Puff doing the first pod from his car? How's Jimmy shooting on the basement course? Amazing. Did Lester get married yet? No. White knuckling it till the premiere. Elizabeth still part of the Houston contingent?
Nice.
I love the fact that she actually believes it's a contingent. Snack Bites Pete, Saskatoon, King Spud Country, Carberry, Manitoba usually. Michael Berube, still a Mirror Machine. Didn't we have a long Mirror Machine chat one day?
Yes, we did.
Well, I tried to pronounce it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Mariachi.
I don't know what he did. Yes.
Friendly Giant from Kamloops, now in Calgary. Is he really a giant? Is he that friendly? Hey, Lebu, looking for some love from Longueuil, the 5th biggest city in Quebec.
Oh, wow.
20th in
We're
Canada.
bilingual.
Longueuil.
Yep.
No cheating on pronunciation. I won't screw that up. Hey, Lebu. Baz Watson, Haverford West, Pembrokeshire. Go ahead. Take
No,
that.
it's okay. It's okay.
Or we say How Ford and send and EJ. Finally, who is the no host? I assume Jimmy must have passed. Who is the new host? Thank you,
Great
everybody.
episode.
We have to cut this one short simply because it is just after Christmas and we have to spend some time with family. Lester's got to do a work call. We love you all. We'll be back soon in the new year with episode 3. Maybe in
Gold Bar League.
Gold Bar League.
Final four?
Final four of the Gold Bar League. We haven't forgotten.
Can we announce who's in it? Just quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Marcus McCarthy, Shower Thoughts, Andrew Arsenault, and let's go.
Puffy's actually in the Final Four?
Puffy's gonna go up against Marcus McCarthy, and then Shower Thoughts versus Andrew Arsenault. And
Sweet.
those winners
Great.
will meet.
And if you have time, be sure to listen to the Ring.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. That's the only reason you're doing this pod now, aren't you?
He's promised GCAT 3 mentions per episode.
Starring GCAT and the Masturbation Guy.
Whatever gets you listening.
Did you do a Christmas song this year?
I did do a Christmas.
What was it
song.
called? Can you give us a little
It's called
sing along?
Well, you already heard it. It's called Happy Christmas.
Yeah, it's amazing. You didn't
Yes.
hear it
You didn't hear it over the Christmas
during
holidays?
Christmas, while you were
yeah,
Christmas with
We
your
played it
family.
while we were unwrapping our gifts. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas to you.
Happy.
Just repeat.
Can't be more That's a hello joke, folks. Happy Christmas to you.
Sounds like another banger.
We're already in December, well into holiday time. As we close this year out, I hope you're doing fine. It's a time for joyful spirit, time for music and song. Hopeful for a peaceful holiday for one and all. And the clock keeps turning, time keeps on moving, and the candles burning, I gotta keep on earning, and the world is yearning for peace and harmony for all to see, but it all seems to stop on Monday. So let me be the first to say, I wish you a happy Christmas, peace and love beyond the day. I wish you a happy Christmas, and whatever you may celebrate, all the best to your family, extend it to all your friends too. Best wishes for a happy Christmas from me to you. Oh, I won't sing it again. I said I wish you a happy Christmas, peace and love beyond the day. I wish you a happy Christmas, whatever you may celebrate. All religions are welcome. All the best to your family, extend it to all your friends too. Best wishes for a happy Christmas from me to you. Take it up, fellas, come on now. I wish you a happy Christmas, peace and love beyond the day. I wish you a happy Christmas, whatever you may celebrate. All the best to your family, extend it to all your friends too. Best wishes for a happy Christmas from me to you. Happy Christmas, happy Christmas. Best wishes for a happy Christmas from me to you. Compliments of the season. Best wishes for a happy Christmas from me to you.
Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight?